Hello, back with another video today. Continuously showing my progress on a day-to-day basis, just to show that yes, learning to play guitar is a daily exercise you gotta practice and stuff in order to get any good at. Probably only make one video today, but like yesterday and stuff, if I find information out there and stuff that I think is useful for beginning guitar players, trying to advance farther and stuff, and they're running into walls or whatnot and stuff, then when I find it and stuff, I'll make another video and stuff and try to add that into a YouTube channel. Which, by the way, if this is the first time you are watching this video, I do have a YouTube channel. Feel free to check it out. It's got a lot of information on guitars, playing guitars, music theory, or so on. So if this is your first time picking up a guitar, a lot of the videos are quite helpful on how to get started on learning how to play guitar, and all the ins and outs in between. I've tried categorizing it the best I can and stuff. Maybe in the future and stuff it'll get better than what it is now. Also, I try to do the best I can about making these videos. To begin with and stuff, again, if you're the first time listener to or first time viewer to one of my videos and stuff, sources I use to help me learn how to become a better guitar player and stuff. First off, the first thing I do is every day I'm picking up my guitar and I'm playing it, practicing it, exercising it, learning new songs, rehearsing old songs, trying to get better at them, trying to advance farther into songs that I'm currently working on learning, so forth and so on. So, yeah, it's a daily exercise and stuff that I practice daily, and these videos show it, because every day I'm putting a video up there showing me continuously trying to improve. Will these videos ever stop? Probably, eventually one day. Will my guitar progress ever stop? Time will tell. As far as I'm concerned, no, but we don't live forever, so. But as far as I'm concerned and stuff, as long as I can pick up my guitar and play it every day and stuff, I'm gonna try to, and I'm gonna try to get better. Hopefully, eventually one day and stuff, I can get to a point to where I'm not only just playing guitar, but maybe I'm playing in a band or making music or whatnot. It's important to have goals when you're trying to learn how to play guitar. Working towards those goals is the main objective. And just because you meet or beat those goals don't mean you can't make new goals. That's one thing that's very important stuff about learning to play guitar and stuff, besides just having the guitar, having something that looks nice, feels comfortable to you, easy to play, but it's very important to have goals and meeting those goals. And it doesn't have to be long-term goals like trying to become in a band and stuff after a year or two of playing guitar or whatnot. It could be short-term goals, like by the end of the week and stuff, have the notes on the guitar memorized, which is something I'm going to point out to you here. I've shown this in one of my videos before. Which is this right here. It is, if you're new to the guitar, this is the notes on the guitar. Over here to the left side of the screen and stuff, you got letters that are in square. If this is the first time you've picked up guitar, or the first time you've seen one of my videos and stuff, I'll kind of help you explain this. First off, I want to say that when I go to learn guitar, I use multiple sources. Anything I can find on the internet, anything I can find on YouTube, Marty Music, Brooke Hoover's Ultimate Guitar, somebody playing something. I do also include watching people progressing through playing guitar. Sometimes that becomes a very big inspiration to me, seeing somebody do something and stuff over a year's time or a 3-month period or however long or however short it may be and stuff. It's very inspiring, which helps me to continue picking up the guitar every day. Not only that, but the fact that the guitar sounds nice, looks nice, is easy to handle, comfortable position for me. I got a stool right here I sit on and stuff with a footrest and stuff for my foot to sit on. That way the guitar's sitting flat and stuff. I ain't got to worry about sliding down my leg or anything like that, or being uncomfortable sitting in a awkward position or whatnot. So yes, I have multiple sources on learning how to play guitar. That wasn't always available, but it is now, so I'm taking full advantage of it. Back to this, these notes right here and stuff. So my guitar is tuned for E standard tuning. I've got videos out there on what that means, tuning and all that sort of stuff, which if you haven't tuned your guitar in a while, I suggest you tune it up just to make sure it's doing whatever tuning your preference is. I always start with E standard tuning and stuff because that's a basic beginner learning tuning for guitar. Most instruments are also tuned that way as well. So the letters in the squares, the A, E, D, G, and I'm going up, not down. I know we normally read going down, like in books and stuff, but in this case and stuff, when it comes to music and stuff, it's much different than our normal way of reading. So we're going to start at the bottom, E, A, D, G, B, and E. All those square letters right there are the sounds of our guitar. So I got the amp right here and stuff. You don't necessarily have to have an amp to learn how to play guitar, but I got the amp right here so you can hear it. So the E, and the way to synchronize this and everything. So when you're looking at this, you're seeing it and stuff. Pretend like you have your guitar to where the strings and everything is facing you. Okay, and then everything should match. Whatever's up there is the same down here on your guitar. Okay, so give me just a second. I can feel maintenance on guitars. It's quite common. The locking nut on the input on the guitar here is a little loose, so I'm tightening it up a little bit. All I have is my fingers to use right now. I have tools and stuff, but I don't want to over tighten it, so I use my fingers alone. I'll plug my cord back into it. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Anyways. Okay, it's tight again. How did I find it? I have no idea. I just felt the wire moving a little bit and stuff when I moved the guitar around. Okay, so the E, A, D, G, B, E again. So if I keep my hands off the guitar and stuff, the way that's played in that order, E, A, D, G, B, E, is there's the E, there's the A, there's the G, there's the B, sorry, G, go through that again, E, A, D, G, B, E. Now you can use a tuner on your phone and stuff through an app if you want to check the tuning. I was told that Boss works pretty good. I think it's I'm guessing it's the name of the app and stuff that the person uses and stuff to help them tune their guitar. You can buy an external type of tuner and stuff that can clip onto the guitar here, wherever and stuff, and you can kind of see it. I've got a tuner built into one of my amps. I got two different amps. So yes, and these knobs right here and stuff will help you tune it. In this particular case and stuff, I got a Floyd Rose set up on this guitar. So in order for me to tune this guitar, I gotta loosen up these nuts right here, adjust the knobs this way and stuff, or if there's a minor adjustment stuff, I got minor adjustments back here and stuff I can make adjustments to. Anyways, so we got the E, A, D, G, B, E. Let's play it a little bit faster. That way, if you want to try to match the sounds and stuff, you can. It's a good idea to start training your ear anyways. That way your ear knows what the sounds of the notes are and knows when there's an issue. So then we got the alphabet here. We're going to start on the bottom with the E and go across. Okay, just so this is clear. Every line going down indicates a fret. The thick line at the far left is actually up here where the frets, there are no frets. Basically where the guitar itself is locking in the strings. Where the bridge up here and stuff, where the strings are laying across. If you have a guitar that has just the strings going over a bridge. So that thick line is that one right there, and every fret is one of the lines that are going up and down. And every line going left and right is your strings. Okay, we'll get to those open circles here in just a minute. Okay, this is the basic notes. So E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E. Now you get down to the 12th and stuff. If you look and pay attention, the notes on the 12th fret right there, which is where the double dots are. You see the double dots there. So yes, that's the 12th fret right there. The notes on the 12th fret are going to be identical to the notes on the far left end of the page. The reason that is and stuff is because once you get to this point right here, it's just a repeat. So if we were to continue, we'd basically go back to the beginning over there where the F is. In this case, I'm going to have my first finger going across these strings right here like these locking nuts are, or the bridge of your guitar is up there at the top. So it'd be E, F, G, A, B, C, and D. Now mine only goes to the D, okay? I don't have 24 frets on my guitar. I only have, I believe, 22 frets on my guitar. Some guitars are built with 22, some are built with 24, some are built with 20. Every guitar is different. So mine only goes up to the D, which is right after the 9th fret there where it says 9. Okay. Now each one of those numbers at the bottom and stuff is the fret number. So 3rd fret, 5th fret, 7th fret, 9th fret, 12th fret. Okay. For me on my guitar and stuff, it's easy to see. Some of you may have this as well. The dots indicate the same thing. 3rd fret with the first dot right there. 5th fret with the 2nd dot. 7th fret, 9th fret, and 12th fret. I also have an easy indicator up here on the top of my neck. You may have the same thing. Indicates the dots. Actually, it may be kind of helpful and stuff if you're kind of new to it and stuff you're trying to remember without looking so much at the fretboard or whatnot and stuff, or later on down the road and stuff, you're like, okay, well, my finger's definitely on the 3rd fret, or my finger's definitely on the 5th fret and stuff, because I can see the dot and that's where my finger is, sort of thing. So, again, we'll just go down to the 12th fret. We'll go through all these real quick. So, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E. We move down to the next string, which is the A string. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. I'm going to use my middle finger. G. Back to the A. Down to the D string now. D, E, F. I may have been on the wrong string at the start there, because that didn't sound quite right. D, E, F, G, A, B, C, back to D. Now down to the G string. G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Now how can this be helpful later on down the road? Well, knowing where these notes are and stuff kind of makes it a little easier to play or hear what you're playing, or try to freestyle playing guitar. It's what I call freestyling anyways. If you're using the notes and stuff, a lot of times synchronizing the notes together and stuff can make it easier to make the sounds better. For example, you want to play B's. And if you look at all the pink dots are all the B's on your guitar. So B's alone, there's one B, there's another B, there's another B. That square over there at the left end is a B, so I almost missed that one. So we got B, 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 and right on that one. Yeah. B, B, again up here, B, same fret, just at the very top. The E, both E strings and stuff will be identical. So wherever there's a B on one of the E strings, there's a B on the same E string on the other end side of your guitar there. Okay, next B, and then the final B. Now, is there more B's down here? Yes, there is. Like I said, this is just a mirror image of the top of this and stuff until your frets end. Do that with the same thing with any of them. Now, how does this help us out? Well, let's play here at the top. I haven't done my exercises, so this will be perfect for that yet. So let's just play here at the top, play just those alone. E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, A, B, G, A. Now there is a B right here we can use with our pinky, but I'm going to skip that one because the next string is also a B as well. And you can do that either way and stuff. Practice both ways. Go to the B on the next string or play the other one and then make the B silent and just skip straight to the C. If you do them in sequence and stuff, you're going to have to skip one of them. If you want to play all the notes and stuff, that's perfectly fine too. So anyways, next string down. So B, C, D, E, F, G. Now we've learned just these notes right here and stuff, and you can go back and forth through those as much as what you want to get them memorized. You can also go down this way and stuff using this graph right here to memorize them. You may have not been able to see that the 12th or the 12 and stuff. I apologize for that because I keep forgetting that I'm in picture and a picture over here. So just in case you couldn't see that, here is a full image of that if you want to pause this video right here so you see everything. You can write it down if you want to. You can look it up the same way I did if you want to. That way you can start memorizing all those notes. Will it help you to learn how to play guitar? Not so much. Will it help you to understand the notes on the guitar? Yes, which is part of music. And give you a quick explanation of that real quick on what I mean by music theory. I went ahead and looked this up. Give me just up some music theory. Here is Wikipedia's idea on music theory. Okay, it gives you a good explanation of it and stuff, maybe a little bit of history. I haven't read through this at all yet. In fact, the reason I know a little bit about music and stuff and music theory is because I studied it in a class. I didn't go to the class, took an online class. Which I got that pulled up right here too. There's books right here for music theory. There's online courses. If you're still in school and stuff, I'm sure you can join a band. The extracurricular class for band or whatnot, and it may get taught in that stuff. There's another one right there for music theory. Another one right there for music theory. I know that one that I use and stuff that I do not see on here. The one that I used was, and I'll type it in here real quick. I believe this only costs $5 a month. There are a few free classes if you want to take it, but this is something I got into and stuff because I did my research on the classes, and I found that this one was the best one that I could find at the time. Let's see if it pulls it up properly. Yep. See how long it takes my computer to load it up. Yep, there it is right there. Just in guitar. Those are the classes I took. I signed up, started paying a $5 membership and stuff. He does have a few free courses and stuff, but for the most part, if you want all of it, then yes, it's going to cost $5 a month. He has videos. He does live stuff. He has some YouTubes. He has plenty of songs, tools, courses. It doesn't even have to be music theory. If you want to learn to play guitar and stuff, he has ways of showing you how to play different styles of guitar. He has a lot of experience in playing guitar. So feel free to check this out and stuff. Contact him if you want to get information from him. If you want to, I think I found this through somebody else on YouTube during a live stream. It wasn't my live stream, but somebody else recommended it to me, so I went and checked it out. So there's that. But back to this. Oops, sorry. Downsize that. Bring this back up. Okay, back to these notes right here and stuff. These notes and stuff kind of, I mean, it's the very beginning of music theory. Very beginning. Just learning the notes itself is just the very beginning of music theory. But it's a great way to exercise and get yourself familiar with the notes on the guitar. I'm going to go through these first notes real quick, a little bit faster this time. So, if you can get to where you can play all those notes and stuff a little bit faster, both forward and backwards, it does have kind of a catchy tune to it. Plus, you can kind of mix it up a little bit, make it sound kind of like a song that you're making up on your own. Sorry. As you can see, I'm still learning how to play and stuff. I'm still working on trying to get better. Great thing about doing any of that sort of stuff, and that's just a little bit of freestyle. It's nothing I've actually learned. I'm just playing around. Is those notes and stuff, when played in sequence or at least close to each other, sound better. So if you only skip one note, say go from the E to the F sharp, which we haven't discussed in F sharp, and I'll show that here in just a second. It sounds a little bit better. E to F is good. E to F sharp, better. Going from E to G, it doesn't sound quite as good. So music is pretty much just based on what we hear. And what I hear and what sounds good to me may not be the same as what you hear and what sounds good to you. Now that sounds like a big jump to me. That sounds like Jaws to me. What about the A-B? That doesn't sound like that big of a jump. So yeah, play around with these, find out what you like, what sounds good to you. Let's go ahead and go through the rest of these notes real quick. We're going to go down the string this way though. So again, E. I'm going to go through this kind of fast too, because like I said, you could pause this video, go back through it, rewind, whatever. E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E. You can go backwards to E, D, C, B, A. I'm off. I could hear it. E, D, C, B, A, G, F, E. See, my ears are trained well enough and stuff that I knew I was off. I didn't so much have to see it to know it, because I could hear it. Next string down, the A string, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, G, F, E, D, C, B, A. Going forwards and backwards and stuff is also a very good exercise and stuff, because it gets your fingers used to doing this. Going from this one to this one to this one to this one, and backward as well. If you watch people play guitar and stuff, they'll go back and forth on their fingers. I actually enjoy doing that. It kind of is a good exercise. If you want to use it on the guitar here. Again, I am not a teacher. Not a teacher. I'm not extremely experienced with the guitar yet and stuff. I am still learning myself. These videos again are just to show you and stuff that I am picking up my guitar every day to learn, to be committed to playing, to get better at playing, and that is all I am showing you. I am just trying to inspire you to keep picking up your guitar every day and play, even if it's for just 10-15 minutes and stuff, because you got a busy day ahead of you. Pick it up. And that may be for people that are on day 1 or day 2 or even in their first week and stuff. If you're a little bit more advanced than that and stuff, here's something else for you. Close that out. Give me just a second to find it. Here it is. There's all the notes. Give it a shot. So on the other one, we've seen open strings right here and stuff, E, A, D, G, B, E. There's the bridge right there at the top of the neck of the guitar there for you, the F, the G. What's this in between? It has 2 notes in it with some symbols we don't understand. Those are what would be called sharps and flats. I said something about that just a little bit ago. So if you were to go through these strings again and stuff, we'll start with the bottom string right here and I'll kind of demonstrate what this is. So open E, F, and then in this case and stuff, if you are going from open to 12, I'll move my picture out of the way here so you can see what I'm talking about here. If you are going from open to 12 on this screen right here, it's always going to be, the next note is always going to be sharp. So it would be E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A sharp, B, C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E. Now if you're going the other way on the guitar from 12 to open, it's going to be the opposite, okay? And that's why there's 2 notes in between each one of those major notes we were looking at before. Because going one way down the guitar is sharp, going the other way is flat. It depends on which note you hit prior to that next note. And since going down this way and stuff, it was the F and then the F sharp. Going the other way, it's going to be the note and then the note flat. So E, E flat, D, D flat, C, B, B flat, A flat, G, G flat, F, E. And you can practice that throughout this entire graph right here. I've got it up on there, so if you want to pause it, write it down, or just leave it up there and clip it, or I don't know if there's a way you can save it or whatnot from my YouTube video or whatever and stuff. But yes, you can look at this, memorize this, and everything like that. Because once you get to this point and stuff, you're getting to know the notes of each fret and each string of the guitar and stuff, and it's kind of very important. Just because if you join a band or whatnot and stuff, and you guys learn about music theory a little bit and stuff, it's kind of easy to communicate with each other, saying, "Hey, we're going to go ahead and play this one in B, in the key of B minor." Well, as a beginning guitar player, you may not know what that means. You study music theory and stuff, and it'll help you and your bandmates stay on the same page by knowing what notes you can hit, as far as a drummer, as far as a bass player, as far as a guitar player, as far as the piano is concerned. That way you guys can play in sync, harmonize better. It'll sound a lot better. To where if one person's playing in the key of B or their guitar is out of tune or whatnot stuff, it kind of throw everything off a little bit. So there's that right there. And yes, I don't have this saved on my computer and stuff. I do my little bit of research and stuff and find this stuff to make it a little more helpful for you guys. Let's get to the next thing here. So we have studied a few chords, just a few. I've found a few more here. There are lots. I can tell you that much right now. There are lots of chords. The first ones we went through and stuff were just previous to this video and stuff were just 5. I'm going to add 4 more. 4 more for you to see. There you go. So the first 5 we learned was that A, D, E, G, and C. The numbers in the circles indicate which fingers you use. The top right there, where you see the X's and O's and stuff, that's pretty much the top of the guitar up here where the bridge is and stuff, where the open strings may start ringing out. The X's indicate the strings you don't hit. The O's indicate strings you hit, but you don't press any string down. So they're going to be open strings. Okay, let's go back through these again, the first 5 there, because that's something I've talked about in other videos, and then we'll move on to the next ones. So the first one there, and this ain't the same graph I've shown in other videos, but that's fine. So the first one there is the D. Okay, we're not going to hit that E string. We're going to hit the A, the D, our first finger is going to be on that G string right there, hitting the 2nd fret. Our ring finger, or our 3rd finger, is going to be on the 3rd fret in the G string. And see, that's what those other graphs kind of help out with and stuff, because if you start remembering what those notes are and stuff, then you know what string I'm talking about when I say G string. If the string is open and you're not hitting anything on it, or if you don't have any fingers pressed down on it, it's a G note, if I hit the right string. So that right there with no frets pressed down, open string is a G. So we're calling that a G string. Next string down, B. That would be the B string. Bottom one. Now how do we distinguish between the bottom string and the top string, since they're both E's? Well, a lot of people do it by calling the top one an E string and the bottom one a high E, since it rings higher. But anyways, so the D. That's pretty much what it should sound like right there. We go to the A, we got to change our finger positioning. And there are multiple different ways to have your fingers positioned for these things. And then we go to the E. Now, in the other video and stuff, it didn't show the G being the same as this. This is the way I normally do play a G. Okay? But the way the other video was showing it and stuff was a little bit differently. So the first 2 fingers are correct. The first finger where it's placed at, the 1 and the 2 is correct. And the other graph that I showed though, your 3rd finger was actually over there where the number 4 is, playing a G. And this one, it shows that 3rd finger being up 1 string on the B string, and your pinky being on that 4th string right next to it. Is there a huge difference in that sound? Not really. I would think that mostly it would depend on what the next thing you're playing is, or what the previous thing you played was. But yes, so that can be kind of confusing and stuff. But you can play either way and stuff, and it should have the same sound to it if you're playing in a band. So if you play a G in the band, or with a group of people, or even with other music, my finger off that B string right there, playing with the way we've seen it the last couple days. And there's my finger on it. And you really can't notice much of a difference there. So why is it one way or the other? Well, again, music theory. I believe you can play it either way, because that note right there is actually considered the D. With your finger off of it is considered a B. Now, you are playing another B in this. Where your first finger is, that is a B. So if you put your fingers back on here and stuff, where the number 2 is, that's where your middle finger is. Where the number 1 is, that's where the A string is, and where your finger is actually sitting is a B note. That is a B. our finger off of that third, where it says 3, if we take our finger off that, that is also a B. Those are both the same notes. So therefore, having just 3 fingers on that right there from yesterday or the day before makes this still a G. Now, here's another thing. If you put your finger back on there and notice that the next string over, the first open string there, so it's not the 2, it's not the 1, but it's the 1 just to the right of 1. That is actually the D string. And it's being played open. So if we have it set up, our fingers set up the way this one's showing it and stuff, that number 3 is also a D. Both those notes are the same. How do I know this? Again, I've studied a little bit of music theory, and my mind is actually working and starting to remember this stuff a little bit. On day 1, week 1, or month 1 and stuff, I couldn't have told you anything about this. So does music theory pay off a little bit? Yeah, it explains why yesterday and stuff we were playing a G with just 3 fingers. And today we're playing a G with 4 fingers. That's what it is. Next one is a C. Now this one should be exactly the same as the one we played the other day. Now 3 more chords we're going to add to this is the B7, the A minor, the E minor, and the D minor. Okay. Now I don't know too much about the B7. I haven't practiced that too much. But I do know about the A minor, the E minor, and the D minor already. So if we position our fingers and stuff in place where it shows the B7, and like I said, there's a lot more chords than just this. We went from 5 chords for 2 days to now we're jumping up to 9 chords today. And we still got a huge library of chords that we can learn how to play. So first finger right there on the D string, which would be if we were to think about that, it'd be either a D sharp or an E flat. And then our second finger is going to be on that B, on the B where the A string is. Third finger is going to be on the A of the G string, and our fourth finger is going to be again on the F sharp or G flat of the E string. We're going to play every string except for the first string. So the first E we're not going to play. It should sound like this. Now to me that doesn't really sound like a pleasing note and stuff, but you might be able to figure out a way to use that in a song somewhere. Let's move over to the A minor. A minor, I'm familiar with this one right here and stuff. The only difference, so look at just the small difference between the A and the A minor. The A is the first 3 fingers on 3 different strings, but the same fret. The difference, we're moving that finger that's over there farthest to the right up 1 fret, but it's also changing positions too. Instead of it being the third finger, it's now the first finger. So you're going to shift your fingers up. If you play the way I play, using your middle finger, ring finger, and pinky finger on the A, it's not much of a transition. There's the A. For me, all it is just about lifting up the pinky and putting down the first finger on the same string, just up 1 fret. A minor. I'm sorry, I'm playing the wrong chord there. Thought that sounded a little funny. So there's the A. Lift my pinky, put my first finger down. Sounds a little sadder. Or, in other words and stuff, the A sounds brighter. Or the A minor sounds a little more dull. Now what about the E to the E minor? Well, it looks like we use the same fingers and stuff, except we just lift up our first finger. That's what I was playing before by mistake. It was the E minor, or the E. So here, so the E normally to the E minor. So the E sounds a little bit brighter. And the E minor sounds just a little bit, just slightly bit more, more dulled. Same way with the D. If we play the D does have a kind of a different finger change completely. None of the fingers, well, there's one finger that's in the same spot, but the other two fingers are not. Now remember on the D and stuff, we're just playing the. A lot of times I can end up just playing the bottom four strings by mistake. That's fine. And then if we switch from the D to the D minor, we'll simply pick up our first and middle finger, place our middle finger where our first finger was, and we got a new position for our first finger. And again, going from a D to a D minor, going from a bright to a more dull sound. So now we got a few more chords right there and stuff you can try out, learn, practice, learn to jump around on them. Kind of like this, going from. I haven't used the B7 and stuff. That's just because I don't really see that in a whole lot of songs, the B7. That, and also I'm not used to put my fingers in that sort of shape so much. So that would be something I would have to work on learning how to do and stuff to get my fingers into that shape, because that's an odd shape for my fingers to be in. The rest of them, not so much. But yes, use those to practice and stuff. I'm getting my exercise in right now and stuff, working on transitioning between those. And you may not be able to do it as fast. That's perfectly fine. It may take you a week or two or whatever and stuff. I'm not sure how long it'll take you, just depending on the person. How long to get these shapes and whatnot. Let's move on to something else here real quick. I was checking to see how far we are into our video for today. Looks like we're about 40 minutes into it. Switch out to that right there real quick while I change this around. So there is another song here that I am going to show you. It's supposed to be kind of a beginner song, but this may not be so much a beginner song to me or anybody, because it's got a lot in it. But we'll check it out anyways. It's a decent song and stuff. Let's just show you real quick. So here's the song right here. This song is called American Pie by Don McLean. It is in our standard tuning. It is got a difficulty level of intermediate. There may be a beginner version out there too. I do not know. That's just the first thing the Ultimate Guitar, one of my sources, brought up for me. So it is played in the key of G. There is no capo. And these are the list of the chords right here. Look at this. All these chords right here to play. Now we've only learned 5 to 9 words and stuff, so these are going to be a little bit different. Correct. I thought I was moving. It is moving. I thought I had it on pause. Anyways, so we've seen the G chord, we've seen the minor chord now, we've seen the A minor chord now, we've seen the C chord, the D chord. Other than that, pretty much everything else is going to be a new chord for us. So that's a lot of new chords. chords. There was a lot of chords out there and stuff. Learning all of them and stuff can be a handful. Don't let it overwhelm you. Take it one day at a time. If you want to try to learn this right here, start by practicing transitioning your fingers into these different positions right here. Start with the G chord there, and you can mix it up however you want to. If you have music sheets, paper, whatnot stuff, you want to write all these down just in case you can figure out what not stuff and you want these further on, perfectly fine. So we got the G, and then we got a D/F sharp. I would say the D and an F sharp or whatnot, I'm not sure, but D/F sharp, okay? The first thing it shows is 2 frets with a bar going across it. So that indicates we're going to take our first finger right here, put it across the 2nd fret all the way across all 6 strings. Okay, and then our 4th, 3rd, and 2nd finger are going to follow the positions of the dots. So our 2nd finger is going to be on the B string, the 3rd fret. Our ring finger is going to be on the D string, 4th fret, and our pinky is going to be on the A string, 5th fret. Now this may be a kind of a difficult shape for your fingers to jump into. This reminds me of a normal C chord. If you remember what the C is, in fact it's right there and stuff, those are both the same shape. The only difference is we're not using our 1st, 2nd, 3rd finger. We're using our 4th, 3rd, and our 2nd, 3rd, and 4th fingers, and we're putting our 1st finger across those frets. So this may be one of those shapes that are very difficult, especially if you're a beginner player, to get your fingers into that shape. So when you're doing this for the first time, play each string to make sure it rings out the way it's supposed to ring out. I know I'm finding it difficult to actually get my fingers into that shape, so I imagine you're probably doing the same thing unless you're more experienced than I am. But if you're less experienced than I am, I can imagine this is going to be a very difficult shape for your fingers to get into. Now that would be my finger not going across the strings properly up there. That's a lot of muscle. So this is reminding me of day 1, day 2, me picking up this guitar. Because it took a lot of muscle to get all my fingers to press down on these strings sometimes, even for a G chord or a C or a D chord. Well, this shape right here, my fingers are not used to. Something I was told and stuff is if you want to get your fingers stronger, get the muscle built up in them, get the memory of the shape built into it, hold that position for a little bit. Kind of like stretching out your legs or your muscles, your arms or whatnot before you exercise. So if you want to get used to this position, put your fingers in those positions and hold that position for a few minutes. 1, 2, maybe 3 minutes or whatnot and stuff until your muscles and your fingers are really tired. Or at least a little tired anyways. Take it off, stretch your hands out, stretch those muscles back out again. And then put your fingers back into that position again. This will help to build up those muscles in that particular shape right there. I know it's difficult for me, especially if you're not used to your pinky being straight right here. So mine is straight right there with a bend at the end. Once you get that shape, make sure you got it. Hold it for a minute again. Let those muscles build up some more. If you get to the point where your hand's too tired to hold it all and you can't even get your fingers back into the shape, don't get frustrated. Simply set the guitar down for a little bit, stretch out your hands, shake them a little bit, whatnot. Go do something else for a little bit. That is a difficult thing to do. Give it an hour and then come back to it. an hour, maybe even two. Come back to it later on. Once you come back to it and stuff, if you need to pull this up again right here, and then put your fingers back into that shape again, I can tell you right now, it's a lot of work on my hands. Especially my pinky right there. My pinky's not used to being stretched out, pushing down like that. Now I've got a little more time and stuff with my fingers on this guitar than what some may. Other people may be able to make this position really easily. Something else you may find that may make it difficult to make this position. If you got long nails and you're trying to make this position and stuff, as you're pushing down with just one finger by itself, if that nail's hitting that fretboard first, not allowing your skin to push on it because your skin's not tough enough or whatever, you may find that you may get a buzzing noise when trying to play that. Or muting a string, period. So yes, I found that I have to have my nails clipped pretty thin, pretty far down and stuff in order to make a lot of these notes. Now some of you and stuff, you may end up using this hand right here to pick with, which is perfectly fine. I am not to that point yet. That's on my list of things to work on and stuff, but it's kind of far down there on the list. Or if you want to take a break from just that particular note by itself and work on one of these other notes. You obviously know how to do the C minor from the previous screen we looked at. It's quite simple compared to that other note we were just trying to make. I use my middle and my ring finger as showing the first and second finger. You can also just use one finger if you can get both strings pressed down with one finger. You don't have to follow the diagram 100%. Whatever works easiest for you and stuff, that's going to be fine. Transitioning from one to the other using the simplest method you know if possible is probably going to be the best method. Now we're going to do an A minor, a C, a D. Yes, I'm transitioning through these a little faster and stuff. That D/F sharp, I'm not familiar with. The rest of these I am familiar with. So my fingers are used to the E minor, the A minor, the C, and the D shapes. Now there's another new one here, right here, D sus4. I can't remember. I think the sus stands for sustained. 4 probably the position. I'm not sure. Music theory. Music theory will explain to you what all that means. We know it's a D chord. It could be a sustained D chord in the position of 4. I'm not sure. Again, music theory. But this one seems pretty simple. We have top of the guitar, we have one dot with first finger, and then we have a line. That line does not indicate which finger or whatever and stuff. So however you can position that line works. So me, I'm going to start off with my first finger right where it says it is. This is the G string. That should be the A note. We're just going to play the bottom 4 strings, not the E or the A string. And then you can use either one, your middle finger and your ring finger, to cover those next 2 strings. They're both on the same fret. You can use your ring and your pinky finger to cover those 2 strings. Or you can use one finger, doesn't matter what, to cover both strings at the same time. Or something else you can do to make it a little even easier is you can use your first finger to cover those first 3 strings right there, to where your first finger is doing the job it's supposed to, but you're just drawing 2 lines instead. Your first finger is covering all 3 strings, where you got another finger covering those bottom 2 strings. Either way sounds just fine. So I'll try it this way first just to show you. There's my first 3 fingers right there, all 3 strings covered. My pinky and my ring finger doing the same thing. Same sound. My middle finger covering both those strings. Still the same sound. Now let's lay my fingers over them, like I showed you there at the end and stuff, basically doing a line on both of them. The skin's a little soft on that ring finger right there in that spot. sounds the same as stuff if you get it accomplished. Now the D sus2, the only difference between these two are pretty much the number 2 to the number 4, and we're not actually doing a bar across anything. It's just the 1 and 2. You use the first and second fingers. You can use your first and ring finger. You can use your middle and ring finger. Many different options on how to play this because it's only requiring 2. Now, what about this G/B? I was checking the time here real quick. We're at almost at an hour right now on this video. Yeah, we'll finish through these real quick. So the G/B. Well, that's only two strings. Sorry, we're hitting 5 strings, but we're only fretting 2 of the strings. So it should kind of look like this right here. That would be a G/B. Probably because the G down here at the bottom where your finger is, that's the G note. And right there is a B. Everything in between probably is in the scale of G and B, or one or the other. Music theory. Best way to explain music theory. Okay, what about the A7? Okay, so this right here is going to be the same as what you did with the normal A, or even the A minor. Actually, just the A. So the A string or A chord. The only difference is we're picking up our ring finger. Now, if that's a little difficult for you to make and stuff using my method and stuff, try just your first 2 fingers, or your middle finger and your ring finger. Whatever makes it easier for you. I've got a D7 right there, which is just basically shifting over to the farthest strings. It does have a diagram here, first, second, and third fingers. Kind of an upside down triangle, or a right side of triangle, my bad. Let's see. And then we got a D7 sus2, which that's just basically picking up our third finger there. So these next 3 are actually quite simple. You got the triangle shape right there. Then we pick up our ring finger to go to the D7 sus2. Not much of a difference, is there? And then we are taking our pinky finger just to make that an easy transition. I know it shows 2, 1, 3. So if you can stretch your ring finger down to that spot and stuff, that's fine. I'm able to and stuff, but I had to reposition my fingers a little bit. Or if you want to use your pinky, that might make it a little easier. Then we got A minor 7. Well, we got the A minor up there and stuff. However you make the A minor, just pick up that one finger off that right there. Make sure it's string that you picked up your finger from rings out. So whatever you use for the A minor, just pick up that one finger right there. Same. Then we got a C minor. So the C minor, it says there's a bar going across, so we're going to use our finger again on the 3rd fret. So we're going to cover the 3rd fret and all the strings except for the E string. And then we're going to take our last 3 fingers right here and make a new shape out of those. Okay, use whatever method you find works best for you. Just make sure all the strings ring out. That's a new one for me too, so. At this point in time, if you want to go back to trying a D/F sharp chord, your fingers are probably a little more relaxed by this time. Go back to it and try it again. Now, I'm not going to be able to get this position every time for a while. I'm struggling right now with just trying to make bar chord shapes. But my bar chord shapes and stuff are more of look like this, and it's for a particular song that I'm trying to learn how to play. I can make that shape. I'm getting used to it. I'm just not very quick at transitioning from the previous chord to this one. This example. Let's see. No, I'm not even playing the song right. Try it one more time real quick. So, yeah, I was trying to play one of those songs that I've been working on. I'll make another video and stuff because we're now getting into an hour on this video and I need to take a short break. So, but there's some more exercises, some more tricks, some more chords, more notes, more positions with your fingers, workouts with your fingers, exercises, all that sort of stuff and stuff to practice to learn more. And I mean, we learned a lot today and stuff, and there's still a ton more to learn. So, hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, press the like button. If you like to leave a comment, a question, or whatnot and stuff, go right on ahead and do that as well. If you have a question and stuff, either I can try to answer it, or maybe somebody else can answer it if they see the question or whatnot. Again, my sources I used, this was Ultimate Guitar that I used for the tablature here, just to work on starting this song right here. We didn't even get into playing it at all. Learning music and stuff, I may end up going to him if I decide I want to try to learn this song and stuff and see how he plays it. He may have a different way of playing it that doesn't involve some of these chords. Brooke Hoover's and stuff. He is a teacher. Got multiple years of practice and playing in and stuff, so you can go to him. He's on YouTube as well. And as far as the notes and the chords are concerned and stuff, you can just type those into any Google or search and stuff, as well as the music theory, and it'll give you all that information itself. So, again, this is just to show you that I am doing my best to pick up my guitar every day, just as I hope you are doing the same, as well as inspiring you to do the same, helping you out, teaching some new stuff if you're learning anything, trying to teach myself morally. So, yeah, until next video.